This morning's Breakfast Bible Bites will pick up in Psalm 73, verses 11 and 12, where the psalmist ponders God's omniscient tolerance of the wicked, which from our human perspective appears to be inexplicable. Verse 11 of 73 reads, "They say, 'How does God know? And is there knowledge with the Most High?'" There are two ways to read this passage. The first is from the perspective of an atheist, an agnostic, or a deist, who may physically concede to a notion that even if there is a God, he would probably be too busy with other matters to intervene in the goings on in this world. Or we can look at it from the perspective of the godly, who constantly must inquire of the Spirit that indwells them to defend that which seems inexplicable, the inexplicable lack of retribution against those with a blasphemous lifestyle. Barnes writes, "How can these facts be reconciled with God's omniscience? How can it be he sees all of this and yet suffers it to occur, or that he does not interpose to prevent it? It is not a fair inference from these facts that God does not see them, and that he is not an omniscient being. Can it be explained? Can it be believed that God sees all and that he calmly looks on and does nothing to prevent it? If he sees it, why does he not interpose?" The question that must be raised is a frequent one, and therefore you and I must be ready to give an answer to it. How could an omniscient, all-knowing God of love ignore the seeming injustice which takes place without even an observable attempt to check such evils? Is there knowledge with the Most High about these things, the psalmist asks? Psalm 73 and 12 reads, "Behold, these are the wicked and always at ease. They have increased in wealth." These are the wicked, so there is no doubt about the character of these people. If there was, the discourse would be different. But to the embarrassment of the godly, they are left without an indisputable answer. The wicked almost always seem to be at ease, as if they were the favorites of heaven. The enigma of their prosperity can become a stumbling block of faith. Their wealth increases on the backs of and burdens imposed on the laborer. The insolent grow arrogant, the rich grow richer, leading the psalmist to ask, "Lord, how is this possible, even while your poor servants become poorer yet and groan under their burdens?" Together we are made to wonder at your mysterious ways. The godly man is perplexed and embarrassed by the inexplicable fact of how the wicked continue to live in prosperity and tranquility. The Apostle Paul must have pondered this very question when he wrote in 1 Corinthians 13, 9 through 13. "For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. And when the perfect comes, the partial will come to an end. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put childish things aside. For now we see indistinctly, as in a mirror, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I will know fully as I am fully known. Now these things remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love." God's love for his creation gives a reason for his abiding patience.